friends, I'm Bryn, and this is Friends Who Crime.
Friends Who Crime.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be super duper honest with you. Turns out running a podcast and doing one episode a week is really hard. And I love it. I love doing it. But sometimes my schedule is just insane, or like I can't find a guest that works with my schedule. So here I am doing a solo episode. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm still running behind schedule, so it's going to be a shorter episode. Next week, I'll be back with a guest. Everything's back to normal. That's the plan. So just hang in there with me. I really appreciate your patience and your understanding. So let's get into our case today. This involves a woman, a garbage chute, conspiracy, and really one of the weirdest tragedies you've never heard of. Phoebe lived in a luxury building on St. Kilda Road with her boyfriend, Anthony Hampel. On December 2nd, 2010, somehow she ended up falling 12 stories down the garbage chute and landed in the compactor below. She had a blood alcohol reading of about 0.16% plus sleeping pills in her system. So there's a lot of stuff going on in her body. Authorities initially called it a suicide or a freak accident. She had entered the chute feet first while intoxicated or sleepwalking. So what happened with this fall? Phoebe survived the fall, actually, but the garbage compactor nearly severed her right foot and she bled out on the floor. Investigators found drag marks. She tried desperately to crawl out before dying. Her jeans were also reported to be around her knees, which just doesn't really make sense if she was climbing in. This case is full of strange red flags. There's lots of holes in this investigation. No fingerprints were found on the chute door, even though tests suggested you'd almost have to use your hands to climb in. Bruises on her arms suggested a possible, grip mark, not explained by falling vertically. CCTV footage was either lost or never collected, and the building's hard drive just conveniently disappeared. Like what? There was also no investigation into blood patterns, no prints on wine glasses, no testing of glass shards, no phone or computer seizure, just all the key evidence completely ignored. The investigators did not do a good job. Her family and grandfather, who was a retired detective, pushed hard for a coronial inquest. In 2013, Coroner Peter White did hold one, but again concluded it was an accident, against recommendations that it should be an open finding. So let's talk about Phoebe's boyfriend, Anthony. He was a person of interest. He was 20 years older than Phoebe and came from a powerful legal family. His father was a Supreme Court judge and his stepmother was a county court judge. No charges were ever filed against him, but conspiracy-minded watchers note that he's actually never really been cleared either. And there's a chilling pattern, because not only did Phoebe die by quote-unquote an accident or suicide, his next girlfriend, Bailey Schneider, also died by suicide, quote-unquote, by asphyxiation. Kinda strange, if you ask me. I honestly think if you ask anyone, it would be kind of strange. 2 girlfriends who died by either accident or suicide. Apparently. It's weird. Skeptics say an intoxicated person voluntarily crawling into a narrow chute is improbable, and amateurs actually tried to recreate it while sober and still struggled. So the theories, right? What happened? There's 3 theories. I'm going to just kind of brush over them really briefly. First one is suicide or misadventure. Maybe in a sleep or drug-induced state, Phoebe somehow entered the chute. But the bruises, the cramped chute dimensions, and missing evidence leaves a lot of doubt. The second theory is foul play or homicide. Phoebe's family believe she was pushed or dragged into the chute, especially given Antony's behavior, their legal status, and the bungled investigation. As in, did his father and stepmom, who are in the legal system, perhaps, maybe use their power and influence to have the investigation be really... all I can think of is diet. It's a diet investigation. It's not like a full-on investigation. So it's possible. Number 3 was an accident with oversight. She was heavily intoxicated, she took the sleeping pills, and she acts irrationally. A freak fall in the context of a flawed investigation. Still, though, missing forensic protocol left huge gaps. Either way, regardless of what theory is or isn't true, the investigation was not done. So we'll actually probably never know what happened, regardless of if it was an accident or a suicide or a murder. Like, we just won't know, which is really frustrating. If you've been listening for a while, I can get on my soapbox and go off about bungled investigations and just shitty investigators who weren't actually doing their job and didn't care. So, what really happened? To this day, like I said, none of us knows. Phoebe's death doesn't fit neatly anywhere, and that's what makes it so haunting. It's tragic enough to be a solo cold case story, but the unanswered questions and shady investigations turn it into a tragedy for our times. Power, privilege, grief, maybe injustice. Like I said, short episode, but I hope it leaves you with the same unease that I felt looking into it. If you want a deeper dive into this case, I will link some sources, some podcasts, some articles in the show notes. Again, it doesn't feel right to me to have this short of an episode, but unfortunately, that's where I'm at in life right now. I hope you enjoy it anyway. Thank you for spending some time with me. I'll be back next week with a normal episode. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a really good day and send me some good vibes. I'll be sending all of you good vibes, and I'll catch you next week. And remember, please, friends don't let friends commit crimes. Okay, bye. Am I the worst podcaster ever? I think I am. Well, whoops. I'll pick it up next week. Blah, blah, blah.